What's up, internet? I'm Surreal. This is a stream, and tonight we're gonna do some Forza racing because it's fun. We might switch over to Horizons in a bit, but for now, I kind of want to do some motorsport. I think it's about time that I start doing manual shifting, maybe with clutch. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's what's on the docket tonight. So I guess let's get started. I am not good at manual shifting at all, so it would probably be a good idea to find something relatively easy. The Catalunya. Let's do 7. That sounds lucky. And that's a fine car division. And apparently we're picking day. Okay. What else do we have the car? The Nissan is not... What else do we have for cars? Nissan is not a bad choice, but I thought maybe I'd change it up a little bit. I haven't tuned any of these, so it's just going to be whatever we get. Ooh, the Viper. Let's try this. See how it goes. 1 second. There we go. So badly centered in frame. Okay. Yikes. Oh, you know what I could do? I could put paddle shifters on the Elite here. Come on now. I think I'll do that, actually. Bear with me. We're going to have to go and configure this, too. Now, I pretty much never use these, so I'm not even sure... How do these go in here? Well, that's not it. There we go. Okay, yeah, and those are not the ones I want. Yeah, this is probably something I should have figured out before the stream. Hey, what's up, Guest Gale? Welcome. We have fun things in store tonight, trust me. Okay, that's a weird placement. That's not bad. It was fun. There was some technical difficulty towards the end, so that's unfortunate. But the Saturday morning cartoons that went over really well. Actually, it was a lot of fun. It was nice and nostalgic. Yeah, we're actually gonna have to go set this up. But there was plenty to make fun of course. It was fun times. Sorry you missed it. But I'm sure that we're going to do that again. It was fun enough that I suggest that we do it like maybe once a month because there's no end to the content for everything. What am I doing? I am mapping This slot 3, yes, edit. And let's see, we want to do, yeah, that's right. It's already right. Okay. Give this a shot. No, that's, oh, because we're not on the right profile. All right, that's better. The plan tonight is to try to learn how to paddle shift. Oh my god. Good god, that is difficult. Alright, let me take out the paddle shifters. Forget it. I'll just use the buttons. There's too much dexterity that has to go on. Alright, so I've given the AI quite a sizable lead. Let's see if we can catch up. Yes, I am as well, Gussie Gale. It's pretty incredible. I actually took that kind of well. Well, last night I teased a surprise for chat, so as soon as some more people show up, I will unveil said surprise. I mean, assuming more people are going to show up. You never know. Whoops. So I've been practicing doing manual shifting for the last, I don't know, day or so. I'm still not great at it, but I've improved quite a bit, so that makes me optimistic. Still don't necessarily know what gear to go into after I've been decelerating, but is it possible to drift, or is that not advisable? You can. Drifting makes you slow down so much that it's not really a good idea unless you're doing a drift race, which they do have. Maybe we'll try that later, actually. I've never done the drift races with manual transmission. And that was kind of always my beef with it, is that I could never stay in a gear to control the slide. Alright, third place. We can work with this. How many laps do we have left? 4? That was way too hot. Watching a professional driver drift is like sorcery. What I love is when you have two really good drifters that are inches apart and when they do the weight transfer around a different corner or something, they get the perfect, you know, perfect car length away from each other, and it's like ballet as they're going around it. It's incredible. So I totally get what you mean. Okay, that was way overdone. Okay, that was his fault. I forget what I put the Drivatar difficulty on. I think it's just on highly skilled still, which is why I can accelerate and pass these guys like it's no big deal. A little dirty, but that's okay. These aren't real people. It's okay. They're not mad at me. Now, oh, does the color of the arrows correspond to the speed at which you should take the turns? It does, yes. There's a setting where for the driving line, you can either turn it on all the time, in which case these gaps here, it'll still show you the suggested line, but it's blue, I think. I turn off the parts where you're good accelerating wise. Whoops. And just put on the braking line, mostly because I don't know, I haven't spent the time trying to figure out where every point that I should be braking on every track is, and I usually don't have the presence of mind to do it properly. So I have the braking line turned on, and as you get to a turn, yellow means you're going about the right speed. Red means you got to slow down a little bit, and there are some exceptions to that. That sometimes you can take corners a little bit faster than it suggests. See there, I probably should have downshifted the second. I still don't have a good feel for what gear I need to be exiting a turn in. I'm sure that'll come with practice, though. Alright, 2 more laps. That wasn't actually that difficult to pass everybody. We need to turn up the difficulty. Here, just for fun, let's get in the car. Yeah, I like this view too, but it is much harder to drive in. I feel it's harder. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the yellow one, but it's considerably harder for me to judge distance this way for some reason. But I like how the audio is different. It really does sound like you're inside of a car instead of right on the hood. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Almost made it. This is a totally different world doing manual shifting inside the car. I'm not used to this at all. Going okay, I guess. I wonder if anybody's still playing this online. It's been a while since I checked, but the last time I checked, there wasn't much. That turn is a tricky one. Actually, hairpins in general are difficult. What am I in? The SRT? That's right. Yay. Oof. I don't think I got a single clean lap on that. How embarrassing. Well, let's try another one with harder AI. Actually, you know what we could do is just put it on ridiculous and see how badly it goes. Let's do that. I don't have to win every one of them. That's right. Hey, Spud Killer. What's up? Welcome. How you doing? How's your weekend? It's okay. Yeah, that'll work. Where do we want to go? Maple Valley is fun. I did that recently. Oh, I haven't done Laguna Seca yet. Or in a while, and certainly not with manual transmission. They added turtle shells and banana peels to this game yet? Not yet. Not yet. But you never know. So I guess March is when the next iteration of this comes out, and we're definitely due. Mercedes, McLaren. I like the McLarens. Maserati, Lamborghini. Jag was weird. This Ford I really like. Let's do a Ferrari. Why not? Hey, what's up, Iron Fox? Thought we were gonna watch some more tunes tonight. Are we? If we are, that's news to me. Or were you kidding? Now I gotta check. Oh, here on my channel? No. We're not gonna do that. I'm too worried to, Ooh, Manu did send me something, though. Oh, that's gonna be fun. He's setting up something new for in the Murder Garage. And it's gonna be good. And I promised a surprise tonight, didn't I? We're gonna do that soon. I'm gonna see if a few more people want to roll in, and then we'll do that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna keep trying to do manual transmission. So for those of you that don't play a whole lot of racing games or don't go to these locations, the big deal with Laguna Seca is this corkscrew turn that is 3/4 of the way through. Oh, we didn't change the drive terms. Yes, we did. We put it on ridiculous. On unbeatable. Okay, let me do this. Manual transmission isn't too bad as soon as you get into a rhythm. Like, I basically just listen for the RPM to get to a certain pitch. This is the corkscrew. The turn is always kind of tricky. Oh, that's way too much. Let's try that again. It was great watching you race here and watching Bristol race on TV. Awesome. Oh, shit. My intent is for this to get a little bit more interesting in a bit. All racing all the time. I didn't realize that you were a general racing fan, Iron Fox. That's cool. Cool. God. My brain is having to concentrate on like 3 new things that I don't usually do when I'm racing. And I'm talking at the same time. I think that my stretch goal for this race, I'm not sure I'm going to make that, but would just be the podium, which I don't think I'm going to do. But that's okay. We're still just learning. Not as big of a NASCAR fan now as I used to be. But I still watch some races. Cool. I love the racing games, but I never really got that into watching. You know, before I got into actually doing these games, I didn't have the proper respect for NASCAR, because, you know, you don't turn and whatever, but now I get it. There's way more nuance than one might think initially. Most of the people I grew up with watching are retired now. I'm pretty sure you and I are of the same generation, and that totally makes sense. It doesn't seem like a sport that you want to stay in for too long. I'm just out of doing this, doing these gear changes at the right time. See? I'll try being a little bit more aggressive with them, I guess. Spectacular. I like the attention to detail to the houses, power lines just outside the racetrack property. The new one, the next one, is going to be incredible, because this one is for last generation even. So this isn't even optimized for the Xbox Series S or X. I have an X, so. With the new one that's going to come out in March, there's ray tracing in it, and real-time time of day and weather and tire compound and qualifying and all kinds of stuff that just isn't in this one. So I'm stoked. Yeah, we're not going to podium on this. We're just going to stay in fifth. It's gonna be great. It's also been like 6 or 7 years since we've had a new motorsport one. You know, we've had 2 Forza Horizons come out in between, or since there was since this one. Yeah, so the gap is widening in front of me, which is telling me I'm not actually doing all that well. I'm basically just keeping people from passing. Gotta remember to shift after that. I don't think I'm gonna make it happen. But we're just getting started tonight. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to get good. I should probably also wait to switch gears to when I actually, you know, am decelerating. Than just popping it into second and then putting on the brake. Son of a bitch. A few more laps and I would have gotten him. Ooh, I cooked that. Way overcooked that. All right. All right. Well, I guess let's make this a little bit more interesting. Ugh. Where's this thing? This. That. And then, yeah, here's the new thing that we're going to try. Hey, Lynn Denver. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. You're just in time for my huge, amazing announcement. It's actually not that big a deal, but I bought a wheel. So now we have this very unflattering view of me whilst I race. And we have paddle shifters, and it's going to be amazing. Hey, thanks for the follow, Pirate Bones Ninja. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, I got to make sure that it, you know, we're free and clear with that view. Am I feeling okay? I'm feeling great. Okay. So I bought the Logitech 920 and played with it for a couple of hours and loved it. Like, had a really good time. So I returned it and got the 923, which is about $100 more. But I figured I'm enjoying it so much that when the next one comes out, I don't want to be regretting not having the newest model with the, you know, minor additions. But I'm really glad that I did, because the pedal set on this has variable resistance instead of just a rubber stopper, particularly on the brake. So it really feels like a pneumatic brake. It's great. I cracked 900K on solar fire. Just didn't want to overdo it with COVID, Omicron, and flu vaccinations working away on me. Ooh, yeah. When I got my second vaccine, that one really put me away. The other ones were okay-ish. This is booster number 3. Okay. Yeah, we're due for another one. Just haven't gone out and gotten it yet. We're currently in green right now where I live, so I haven't felt a super urge to just run out and do it. But it'll happen. Get it done eventually. Nope. So doing the manual shifting on the controller, boy, does that suck. That's I'm not good at that. I'm still not very good at doing manual shifting on the wheel, but it's getting better. So the only way to improve it is just to keep going. So where, oh where do we want to go? Haven't done this one yet. We have not done the Nordschleife. We will. We have, but not yet. We have stuff coming up we'd like to do. We bent the no logistics event restriction to get tickets to my brother and me in downtown Denver. And I'd like to go to the Pinball Showdown here in town. Well, it's good that you went and got vaccinated again, boosted. I like Prague. I'm worried. Let's do a different division, or just pick a different car. Okay. What do we feel like doing? I, of course, love McLarens. There's the Senna. Okay, I need to head upstairs, see you up there. All right, Lynn. Thank you for the raid. I'll see you in a bit. Where's the P1? No, that's not it. Did I miss it? Where the hell is the P1? That's it. This is a fun car on this track, I think. Let's make the drivatars slightly less terrible. Yeah. I also have my stream foot pedals here. I need to figure out how all of this is going to work together. This will work? Yep. That should probably be in front of the other one, though. Let's fix it! There's studio mode. There we go. So what are we on? We're on full screen, and we want to move this to there. Let's go ahead and do it here while I'm thinking of it. Much better. Okie doke. Okay, well, let's give it a whirl. I don't have any force feedback. What the hell? Huh. No, it's going to, but I don't have that set up. Oh, crap. I need force feedback. This is really difficult without the steering wheel fighting me a little bit. Huh. We have to restart this? Yeah, and then I turned that up to 50, because why not? I don't know about getting a wheel. Well, I didn't either. That's why I got the cheap one at first. I mean, that's working, but I've got no force feedback at all. There's so many problems with the Motorsport 7. But of course, they're not going to fix them because, you know, this game came out 6 years ago or whatever.
This is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
I also have a tiny office. This looks bigger than it is. It's not. It's maybe a 12 by 12 or 12 by 14, like that. I've got just about every cubic inch of this office spoken for in one way or another. Okay, need one more camera showing the left side of your head so we get all angles. Okay. Let's see. How do I do that? I do this and a mirror. I'll do this quick and dirty for now. And where is head cam 3? That? No, that's definitely not the one. That's the worst. That's not it. There we are. Now we'll do this and flip this thing over and make it a little smaller. And let's see, we actually, there's useful information going on here though. So we'll do that, and I'll have to filter it in a second. Yeah, we'll do this another time. But we'll do it. Yeah, I've got, I have an overhead cam on the desk, and then I've got the other, Logitech, what is it, C90? Or C900? I don't have the 60 hertz version, I've just got the 30 hertz version, which is why I don't use it. And the color grading on all of the cameras except for these two sucks. These are the Elgato face cams. Oh, yeah, that is... It's not a V-Pin, it's a homebrew that's been sitting idle for a year and a half now. I need to get back to it. It's basically an Italian bottom with nothing else. But the Italian bottom works, and I had been working on my own electronics driver board and all that stuff, but it worked, and then I tried to change the strength of it digitally, and it burned out a coil and made me realize that I really should put fuses on the whole thing. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I gotta get back to it. Alright. We are no longer on... What was I gonna do? I don't even remember. Oh, Prague. That's right. Is it all day? It is. We can do... Let's do 11 laps. Seems reasonable. Okay, this is centering now, so it's at least alive. Okie doke. Much better. That's That was kind of embarrassing. Do that again. It's been a while since I've done bronze, sorry. I'll just do it again, apparently. Alright, come on. We can take that corner a little faster, boys and girls. Oh, shit. Yeah, as long as I'm not paying for it, I'm fine with it. Get some grip. Get some grip. Boy, the gears are short in this car. Here, we'll just go ahead and allow shit fuck damn. Autobot apparently has never seen this channel. Fuck off! Oh, good. Good. Duel. Good God! Having trouble. Duel did not scare them off, it would seem. I like how I've gotten both. They're neither a perfect lap or, I mean, neither a on-track lap nor a perfect turn yet. Place him in 8th. Great. Yes, I am also waiting for the next Forza Motorsport. March, John Smith. At least I think it's March. I am very much stoked for that. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Shit! Well, I'd like it now. I mean, this game is still fun, but what I'm really looking forward to in the next one is a little bit of strategy going on, like having to switch tires and plan for the weather and, you know, that sort of thing. Having long races that start in the daytime and stretch into the night. Into it. You gotta remember to shift. Having manual transmission brings a whole new aspect of this game. Fuck you, Lambo, you're not getting past me. More spaghetti, Gusty Gale? Ah! Oh my god. Trying to drive, talk, and read chat at the same time is definitely a skill that I am still honing. Playing Forza Horizon 5 with my friends. It's fine, that'll buff out. We're all waiting and dreaming, as am I. Ah! And there they go. I've lost all the positions. Too much, too much. Oof, that was close. As long as you don't drink and drive, it's fine. Well, sometimes I do. I mean, not in real life, obviously, but... in fact, I mean, you know, we're not ruling anything out for tonight. I'm currently without drink, but we'll see. I do want to see how this wheel feels in Horizon, so we'll probably switch over to that in a bit. Stop paying attention and just drive. I have to be entertaining too, right? All right, let's see if we can just have one good lap, one try-hard lap. This is the lap. We're gonna have a good lap time. It's gonna be clean. We're gonna get a perfect turn. That's what's happening. See? Fuck. Next lap. Next lap. We're gonna stay on track, get a perfect turn. Hey, thanks for the follow, John Smith. Appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying this. I usually stream on Wednesdays, but I'm off work, and I, you know, want to stream this this new wheel. Basically, to show everybody how awesome I am. It's fucking terrible. But baby steps. I think I don't want to drive this McLaren anymore. The gear shifting, the gears are way too short, and I keep forgetting to do it. Okay, that was a pretty good sector. Getting the hang of it. Okay, this is the lap. This is the on-track lap with a perfect turn somewhere, of which I've gotten 0 so far. That's not good. Whoa. Try the old switcheroo. Nope. Dude. Oh. Okay, that one, great. Could have been worse. I don't think that was clean either. I think those were the track limits. But that was outside the track limit. Okay, still nothing. I'm working on it, John Smith. Alright, at this point, the new objective is just to get a lap on track. Oh, too much sliding. Okay. I feel like that was probably in the track limits. Haha! Oh, shit. Now it's just starting over? Okay, so now we actually have to do it. Not great shifting here. Oh. Oh, come on now. Ah! Balls! Alright, whatever. At least we got the lap on track, finally. Sorry. That was my fault. Great. Oh. This is a good a time as any to catch up on chat. Holy shit. It's hard in my hands. Anyway. Thank you, John Smith, for the encouragement. I have sleep now because I'm in Germany. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by if you're still here. Sorry. Thanks for the follow. Hope to see you again. That's some German. Okay, well, there goes the aero package. Yeah. I figured it was not yet time to turn on simulation damage. And you can turn on tire wear and fuel too, which is kind of pointless on most of the regular game. Because the AI just doesn't pit and they go around just fine, but then you have to pit. So you got to get far enough ahead that it doesn't matter. It sucks. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go ahead and finish this one out. Oh. That needs to give me some room. Let's do it that way. It's fine. Whoa, 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 lost traction. Oof. Alright, I'm thinking Prague is a little bit more for me to think about than I should be trying right now. What's the one in the Alps? That's a fun race. And it's got nice sweeping turns and... Okay, can we get one more place in this nearly 2 laps? We can. Nice. Okay, that's much better through there. I meant to do that. Holy balls. There's been many times with cosmetic damage on in earlier games. I've had a vehicle dressed up like the Generations versions of the Transformers Bumblebee. I'd tear the front bumper off and I'd audibly lament I tore Bumblebee's toes off. The Swiss Miss 300? No, I think it's just Alpine something or other. We will find out soon, momentarily. As I remember to check what gear I'm in. Ooh, sucks to be you. Oh, god damn it. I don't think we're catching up to first, but hey, I'll take second. Sure. We are learning. I didn't get any perfect turns. Oh, I got one. Okay. Still, that's not that great. Obviously. Whoops. Looking at chat. Yeah, I don't know about that. Luckily, we can just do this. It's as if it never happened. And instead, we're just going to take it perfectly. And we're going to cut that corner. We're going to fucking take first. That's what's happening. It's terrible. All right. Ugh. Oh. Well, playing Forza with a 3060, I bet is a much better experience. Unless you were already running at 4K or whatever. All right, so is driver or wheel cam? Here, let me put this down a little bit. Interesting at all, or is it just stupid and distracting? Yes, the wheel did it for sure. Don't have 4K here on the desktop, just like 1080 and okay, gotcha. What was I gonna do? Go find that other thing. This is a surprising amount of work on my wrists and such. It's nice to know you aren't using WASD controls, so sure, wheel cam is good. So just proof that I'm not using my controller anymore. I may not always do this, honestly. This might be a every once in a while thing. But for now, it's fun. We haven't tried Horizons yet, so Who knows? Let's do one more on that on that raceway. What is this? Is that it? Yeah, Bernie's Elms. That's it. 7 seems good. Go back to let's do some GT cars might be good. Can't wait to see that wheel used in Fortnite. There's no analog stick on it, so not much I can do, I don't think. I mean, I can look in one direction, but I can't look up and down. Oh, that's not what I want. Ooh, the Audi is always nice. I thought about that, Iron Fox. I don't get it. What do you want the camera inside the refrigerator or just the camera that's on the fridge? Meaning that you can see me open a door and pull out a beverage. Because right now there's nothing in there except for an almost empty bottle of light margarita mix. Which I thought I'd try. And it's not as good, but it, you know, doesn't have sugar in it, so. Anyway. Should we do a Bentley? Pinky's out. W. Yeah. I generally don't like Corvettes, although the racing Corvettes are nice. Let's do this one. I know I like this one. Let's do a few more laps, dude. This won't last all that long. Let's do 10. That'll give you a chance to actually catch up to people. I know you do, Iron Fox. I appreciate it. Camera fogs over every time the fridge door is open. Authentic experience. Well, I thought about this also. Like, this refrigerator is tiny. It's not the little 6-pack one, but it's, you know, a thing for, I think it's actually supposed to be for wine or something. It's like this, I don't know, 14-inch cube. So if I were to put it inside of the fridge, I'd have to like get 3 cameras and put them on each level, because otherwise you're just gonna see one of them, and I can't put it on the door. And then if I'm gonna set up another camera and point it at it, that basically has to be in the middle of my room. So didn't seem like a whole lot of utility. Fisheye lens it? Maybe, but you've got the shelves on either side. So even if I put it in the middle, you can get a good look at, you know, a shelf. So you'll just have to use your imaginations for now, I suppose. Alrighty. Yeah, one of the things that I am genuinely curious to see how the wheel either helps or hinders with is drifting. As a test, like, I think that this is going to be too hard for me to drift if I have the force feedback up this much. Although I don't know. But I figured one of the things that I could do is turn down the force feedback resistance and just say that I've got power steering. Not off, mind you, just down. But I do find that being much more precise with turning definitely helps with some of these, especially long sweeping turns that are harder to do on a controller. And I'm wondering if drifting is going to be that way because I have control over when I'm shifting gears, etc. All right, let's do this. I'm giving them room. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of braking that has to go on there. I like that this is a very different experience than driving that P1. I mean, switching cars is going to be more fun. Give it some variety. Uh-oh. A wall of text. Okay, I imagine a whole miniature city inside the mini fridge, occupied by half-millimeter tall beings who throw things out, a giant face and hand. That raids their city. I think I saw a short about something like that at one point, where there was an entire civilization in this dude's freezer. And he ended up having to keep them alive. That might have been, what is it, Death, Love, and Robots on Netflix? It's a good series, by the way. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but... Oh, man. Oof. Okay, I can see I need to take that wider. Alright, next lap, I'll see if I'm actually closing on this guy or not. Feel like I am, but not by much. Or it doesn't accelerate as quickly as the McLaren did. I agree. I'm starting to realize that. Now, all of these, I think, all of these cars I haven't tuned at all. So they're all stock. Some of this I think we could fix. It feels like it's running out of torque up at the upper end as well, because I can stay in fifth and not, the limiter isn't kicking in. I don't think I have quite enough power. Or maybe it's just at the right spot, I don't know. Well, the good news is I am gaining on this guy. Okay, that was unnecessary. And all that work. See if we can finally get past this guy. Son of a bitch! There we go. Oof. That took way longer than it should have. Oh, I don't have to slow down there at all. Yay. This is starting to get fun. Going inverted and taking his picture while flipping him off might work. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we have fourth and third right in front of us. See if we can get this by the end of the race, get a podium finish. I'm happy with that. That was probably my best lap so far. It felt pretty good, at least. Can I just take this? Yeah, I can. More or less. Dude, fuck off. That was a clean overtake. Or attempt. Get him on the outside? Yes. We're gonna get this guy. Maybe we could get second. Whoop. Okay, yeah, that one was my bad. I don't think we have enough time to get the first. Lap times are definitely getting better, though. Out of gears. Sorry. Okay, we've got 2 laps left. Can we catch up? Maybe. I think we can. We just got half a second on him on that one turn. Oh, that one's great though. Oh. What time is it? 9 o'clock? Okay, I think we can do this. Nice. Oh. Thank you, thank you. Oh man. This takes a lot more out of you than I would have expected. I'm holding my arms so rigidly as I'm going through this. You know, I mean, it's not a lot of force, but when you have to, you know, maintain it for 15 minutes, it starts building up. Also, I wonder, I need to build some sort of, or buy, I guess, some sort of pedal rig or something to keep my chair from moving backwards. Because what I'm having to do is use just ankle strength to push down, well, particularly on the brake, but instead of using my leg, because otherwise, you know, my chair goes backwards since I'm on wheels. I just stripped you of your time on the satellite dish danger sign. Got 1193 versus 1079. Congratulations, Lynn. Well done. Sets of little chalks on chair wheels. I could do that. They actually have, I was looking around at this earlier. They have, of course, a bunch of different frames that you can buy that are specifically for racing setups and whatnot. And I've only seen one, but it had essentially what was on the front, it came out and then there was a trough. And the idea with that is that you put two of your chair wheels in it and then it doesn't roll backwards, which I thought was brilliant. It's just that the rest of the rig didn't look all that great, but I couldn't find any other ones that had that on there. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't hate having it bolted to my desk particularly. This isn't god awful, other than the fact that I can't really type. But I don't know. We'll play around with it. Well, that was cool. I kind of want to check out the Horizon and see, if this wheel is supported a little bit more, because a couple of the features of this wheel I notice are not being used in Forza 7, but you know, this wheel came out in what, 2020, and 7 came out forever ago. So let's check it out. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, and I'm going to change what it is that I am doing. Forza Horizons 5. Done. There. I'm in 5 right now if you want a spotter. I want to do a few races just, I guess I could do some free roam or something. I want to do a few races just against some AI for now, Lynn. Thank you. Maybe in a bit. Where is my Horizon thing? There we go. I also think maybe the long circuit that I usually do would be fun. Oof.
Press A button to start. Press
Another
X
thing that I'm
button for
noticing that I'm
accessibility.
doing is pulling my knees closer together to line up with the pedals. And I feel that in my legs. I think I need to set my goal back to follows. That seems much more reasonable. And we got 2 tonight. So that's some progress. What is this thing?
Welcome back, Brendan.
I saw a blurb in my news feed. I think it was this morning that Forza is 10 years old now, so they're doing some special event in game for that. But I don't know if that's now or if it's live or if it's coming up or what. How do I just go back to travel to Mexico? That's what I want to do. I don't want to do the tricked up Hot Wheels stuff while I'm still getting used to doing this thing.
Welcome back, Brendan.
Thanks. Oh yeah, I'm in this alley. Right. Okay. Before we even do stuff, let's go find settings and make sure that this is. Oh. Okay. This is all the same stuff. We getting? Yeah, we seem to be. Is that my e-brake? Yeah. Ooh, this thing is loud.
Stephen, this is Clem Fandango.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
Oh, that's going to take some getting used to. Jeez. Oh, I don't have manual turned on. I think I had that on the other one. It's all good. Okay, let's try a different car. Are always the favorites right there. Not the Bentley. Why not? I'm stuck to my chair. Jeez. Better. Oh, that's much harder when you can't hear it. Yeah, this is different. Well, one thing I just realized is that I'm not going to be able to turn my wheel that far sideways and use paddle shifters. What's up, Marty? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I got a new toy. And I'm trying to learn how to use it. And it's pretty fun. It's pretty okay. Let's do one of my favorites then. I can hear these, and I'm definitely used to them. Well, I've had wheels in the past. I had one for I bought two of them for the 360 actually, because one of them died. Yeah, the wheel. I just got this. Let's see. Today's Saturday, so Thursday I ordered a 920, and it was on my doorstep in 2 hours, which was amazing. And I hooked it up and played it for a couple hours and had a lot of fun with it. So I returned it so that I could get the 923, because I figured with Motorsport coming out early next year, I didn't want to regret not having the latest wheel that I could. Now, I mean, I say that they will probably come out with one right around that time. But I also never play these with manual shifting, so this is new. Yeah, a 925, no doubt. And these aren't cheap. They're amazingly expensive. This was, I think, $360. Bought a couple of other things with it, so that's because not everybody buys them. That's a good point. I mean, they are pretty niche, I guess. It's for people that like racing games and like to torture themselves a little bit. But the experience is way different. And it's quite enjoyable. Oh, I bet my sound in-game is not turned up that much. How does it look on stream? It's quiet. Where's the stuff? I use it on my cab too with Mario Kart for kids. I bet that is fun. Something that occurred to me, I wanted to do some drifting, but I don't think that I can do that unless I get a side shifter. I mean, there's a clutch on here. But I can't paddle shift and, you know, constantly do big wheel motions. You know, you need the shifter. I may pick it up. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket compared to everything else. So, I think it's $60. No big deal. Well, I mean, no big deal next month because I spent all my allowance this month already. What was I doing? Audio. Oh, yeah, everything's kind of already pretty high. Let's do this then. If I raced more, I would. I tried doing clutch with the paddle shifters, and my brain can't do it. I get so confused. And I haven't driven a standard in real life for, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years, something like that. And I'm not racing enough to drive that much in a steering wheel right now, maybe for Christmas. The justification that I was able to finally do is, well, it's twofold. First of all, I'm on vacation for the first time in forever, so I wanted something fun to do. And secondly, I know that Forza Motorsport is coming out next year, early next year. So this, provided that this was fun, and that's also why I bought the cheap one first. Provided this was fun, I could justify it, I think. Also, if we look at stats on this game alone, where are stats? They always make this so difficult to find. My Horizon? That's got to be it. Yeah. So time driven, 201 hours, 24 minutes and 22 seconds. That's this game. So I've done that at least on, Horizon 4 and in Motorsport 7. So I guess it's justifiable. And maybe I don't need a reason. Maybe I can just get it because I want it. Yeah. Why not? Treat myself. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thank you, Marty. Oh, boy. What was I going to do? Something, I guess. Or just drive around. What's going on here? Messages. Lots of news. Oh, I bet where's the... Horizon 5 this October. Okay. I believe some of the series' most iconic gameplay moments brought to life through an all-new story, return of fan-favorite music, and the adrenaline-fueled Midnight Battles mode where you can score cars by winning head-to-head races. That sounds good. More details, do some stuff. Okay. Fingerprint camp. Is that what this is? Yeah, I guess it is. So that's why I didn't get rid of the other one. But now I can do camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Okay. Let's just, you know what? Let's just do this. All of the buttons for this. Oh crap! I don't have an analog stick, so I guess that works. I should paint my nails some pretty colors for us to look at. Oh, maybe I'll make that a redemption or a goal. Yeah, goal. Thank you, Gusty Gale. Oh. Nope. It's not right either. Boy, this just got tricky. Oh, fast travel. Yes. Yeah. Did you not hear Zool? Zool played over here. Is the stream that far behind? Oh, it could be. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's possible. I've dropped 1 frame since I started, so that's probably not enough to notice. I'm guessing. Let's see, what time is it? 9:22. So here's the conundrum. If I want to have booze tonight, I need to go downstairs and get ice. But I don't want to drink right now. This is just water, promise. But I don't know what else we're going to do tonight. It's a conundrum. What am I missing on Discord? Nothing. Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay, let's punish ourselves with doing a Goliath.
You have arrived at your destination.
I'm just pinballing while I watch you. Awesome. At some point, I'll get back to my homebrew and pinball while I'm streaming. That will eventually happen. Okay. Let's see if we can find a comfortable position here. Guess that works. Good. Nope, that's not gonna work. That's not bad. Okay, let's do this. I am going to turn down the difficulty though, because I'm not that good with manual. Oh, where's the thing? Can I not do that here? Yes, I can do that here. Sure. We'll try Pro. I don't think this is going to end well, but you never know. Maybe it'll be incredible. Oh. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is different. What's that over there? What's going on? Huh? Say what? Oh, look at that. We're doing fine. Shouldn't have put it on Pro. Good call. Oh. Eighth is not a great place. Scraping the hedges while racing. That's right. Absolutely. Forgetting to switch gears. Pro Racer, right here. Shit, balls. How do I switch cameras? I just realized that I'm not in. Is it this? Nope, it's definitely not that. I don't think that I can. I think it's one of the bumper buttons, and I don't have those on the wheel. Is it this? Nope. Balls. Okay. Well, this is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. I definitely think that I prefer motorsport so far with the wheel. Now that I can switch, let's see, can I? Hey, Bobo. Thank you very much. How's it going? Good to see you. Why does this not have camera on here? It totally should. Switch camera. Oh, it is set to Y. Okay, that's no big deal. Well, that's wrong. That's not Y. I don't know about you, Bobo, but I'm really terrible at manual shifting. So this is a brand new experience. We were playing some Motorsport 7 a little bit ago, and that was a lot of fun. This I'm kind of on the fence about so far. Maybe I'll get used to it. Oof. Yikes. Ah. I like the X button. I can't manual shift in real life either. Okay. I haven't in many, many years, like 20 years, probably 25. Used to be able to. When I turn on clutch with this as well, it's really, really awful. But I suspect if I have the manual shifter or the additional shifter, that's going to make more sense to my brain. Okay. Yep, that was pants shitting. Sufficiently terrifying. Well, at least wiping out is a little bit more interesting now. We need the wheel that does the true modified H pattern to do it, I suspect. I'm not sure what that is, Lynn. Are you talking about the shifter? Poo-poo has come out. Thankfully, not really. That would make the rest of this experience much less pleasant. Oh, Jesus. It's prairie dogging it. I'm not prairie dogging it. I'm fine. It was a joke. Promise. Okay, you guys fight. I'm gonna keep going. Well, that's a big group. Maybe I can catch them. So that's interesting, because I cannot take that entire section fully accelerated, like pedal to the floor with the controller. But I was able to do it just now with the wheel. That's kind of cool. See if we can get some of these positions back. And let's try not to hit the go to outer space tree. Okay, we'll just do that instead. There it was. Oh, I'm just gonna get bumped off the road instead. Yeah, Bobo, you show up a lot, as a matter of fact. Okay, I now like the wheel in Horizon. This is awesome. Did I tune this thing or something? Because I'm not having to brake nearly as much as I usually do. Or that I have with the controller, I guess is a better way of saying that. Oops. What I get for looking at chat. Okay, that was ridiculous. It's not my fault. Now, hitting this barrier was definitely my fault, but I'm going to blame it on the guy in front who later slowed down and had me hit him. Oh, okay. I see how it is. I will say this, you can get way more precise with the wheel. Like, almost all of his steering, I mean, you can see it on screen because of the wheel camera. I'm barely doing anything. This is all nuanced steering, which is very cool. Just when I thought I was cool. Okay, that was badass. The game is wrong. Yeah, your gameplay is more precise overall with the wheel compared to your past racing streams I've watched. Well, I'm also not drunk, Spud Killer. There is that. Does that say GG noob? Thanks, Bobo. I mean, in this particular case, you're not wrong. Okay, I think I am going to get up and stretch my legs and go get some ice, but I shall return. So, you guys want Doom or Jazz? Yes, less beer does improve handling, it seems. Who would have thought? And instead, I'm just having water. No, it's not that at all, Bobo. It's not that at all. Although I can't prove it, so sure. If it's funny, why not? All right. Here, I guess let's do Doom. I'll be back in, I don't know, however long it takes to unprairie dog. Jazz it is. Okay, Burb. Howdy. There it is. Thank you for the prairie dog bit, Bobo. Appreciate that. I'm getting worn out with this wheel, which I guess is good. The other ridiculous thing is that I tend to get the larger things of whiskey because it's cheaper in the long run. And I haven't switched it over, so this is the gigantic bottle tonight. I keep a smaller one and usually pour this into it so that it's easier to manage, but I haven't done that. And in the interest of not keeping y'all waiting, it's going to be pouring from this behemoth. And it's probably going to go all over my desk. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun for me. Ugh. What wheel did you get? Originally, Bobo, I got a G920 because I wasn't sure if I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on something that I might not like. And I did that on Thursday, and it showed up at my door 2 hours later. It's unbelievable. So I played with that for a couple of hours and then went to bed and was just thinking to myself, Forza Motorsport 8 or whatever is coming out next year. Am I going to be mad that I didn't get the G923? And yeah, I mean, the answer is yes. I would have been upset. So I just returned it and got a 923. So that's what I've got. No, I didn't upgrade to the Mad Cats. I wasn't pooping, Iron Fox. Let's not make this a Jimbles thing. I was saying goodnight to my wife and getting ice and telling her about the prairie dog non-incident that was going on. Can we do this without spilling? Great success. Now we're just going to let that sit for a minute so that it's not so harsh. Okay. Hey, that chat looks like shit. Why is that? Oh, I know why. Let's fix that. Let's see, where am I doing? I moved all of my stuff to try out something different. Here's my Twitch chat scene. There it is. Browser, interact. Oh, I gotta do it this way. Hey, Razor Rhiannon, welcome. You missed possible prairie dogging. Okay, so I gotta save that, which brings that up. Interact. This is ridiculous. Can't see. No, that's not it. Where is the settings thing? There it is. Okay. Switch to that. Appearance. Nope. Dark mode. There. I don't know why it keeps reverting to that, but it does. Okay, then we do this, and wish there was a better way of doing this. You guys asked for a text stream, right? Now we come back down here, edit the CSS, and then that thing goes away, and it switched it back again. What the? No, Razor Randon, I have had this for a bit. In a second, I'll switch back to what I do. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to fix this right now. So, this, oh, no, I'm still in studio mode. Okay, I'll do that, and here we go. There you go, Razor Randon. That's the big surprise from yesterday. I got a wheel. I had this other camera that I have taped to the wheel, so now you get wheel cam and regular cam, and it's super duper exciting. You guys never answer my question. Does it look cool or does it just look stupid? I bet it is white knuckle racing. Actually, my hands are probably because I feel it in my hands right now. It looks super cool. Okay, good. I suppose that's true, Razor Randon. Or up my nose. You can see up my nose. You know, downstairs it occurred to me that at some point I need to have a camera that shows my whole office. And when I do that, I'm going to blur out my fridge just to piss off Iron Fox. What's happening? Will you press on nails, Cam? Then we can check your butthole. I'm good, Razor Randon. I'll leave that to... So you guys doing it virtually, I guess. God, that's loud in my ears. Oh, and I see it's loud in yours as well. My God. Yeah, fucking worth it. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. Okay. Well, what do we do now? My neighbors just called to ask me to turn it down. Did they really? I just noticed that it was well in the yellow, where generally I try to keep those sounds just out of it inside of OBS. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I need to look up where the hell the cookies are stored for OBS, because it keeps on switching my my chat junk that's pulled up into light mode, which is why this doesn't look good, because all of the text is black because it thinks I'm in light mode. Maybe I can override that in the CSS, but I'll have to find it. But anyway. So, I'm going to go ahead and order a shifter, because this is fun. I'm enjoying this much more than I thought that I would. And I would like to do some drifting at one point and, you know, realize that I can't exactly do that with battle shifters. Maybe we see a Hot Wheels race with your new wheel? Sure. Wait, how do I go? Yes. It's kind of fun how the manual shifting changes for every car, which makes this a lot more interesting. The changing cars now actually has some sort of meaning. Or more of one. I mean, I guess there always is a little bit. But to that end, let's try the AMG. I'm curious about this because the Senna and the AMG, the way that I've got them tuned, they're basically the same, or they feel the same with a controller. So I'm curious if this is a different experience. Just because the gearing is going to be different. And I don't know how many gears are in here. Anyway, what are we gonna do? We are going to... We could go do the big one. Doug Goliath. It does look good in the car. It's a lot of fun in the car. I didn't think that I'd enjoy this as much as I am, because I guess I just didn't get it when I bought it for the 360, or it wasn't as good or well integrated or something, because it feels great just being able to do really small changes in wheel position and steer your car over time, whereas with the thumbstick, you basically get left and right, or you can torture yourself and try to get somewhere in the middle between left and right. And that's not that fun an experience. But this has been fantastic. And I would imagine that if I turned off shifting, I'd probably be better with a wheel than I am with a gamepad, which is astonishing to me. But I want to do that because this is, this is part of the fun. Should we do Goliath 10 laps? Holy shit. Hello. Philippines? Is that right? I hope so. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Oh, these are all mine. Okay. No, we're not going to do that. We'll do this. And current car. Actually, it's probably better than queuing up a big long one. We'll try this one out and see if we hate the Mercedes. Can't imagine we will, but whatever. Give it a shot. What do I have difficulty set on? Does that carry over? It probably does. Yeah, we'll stick with Pro. I don't have to win them all, right? That's right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, they're gonna beat the tar out of me. Maybe not. I realize that my camera integration makes a lot less sense in this this camera angle. But you get what you get, I guess. I don't know what would make sense. Oh, something else happened. Butterfutter! A resubscription? Oh shit, that's a lot of text. But you know what? For a sub, I'll shut down the entire stream to read it. You'll be pleased to know that I've taken about 5 minutes to closely study Booger Cam, and I'm happy to report I see no hangers. Thank you, Mutter. I knew that I could count on you. I'll try to not, snot rocket it in the middle of racing for everybody's benefit. Lets us know the orientation of the car. True, but the context is kind of lost because you can't see the car actually flipping around. Although in the Hot Wheels thing, you kind of can't anyway. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Good. You can DM me that I've got a situation. You use your discretion. I trust you. So, Mutter, if you haven't been here for all that long, I went ahead and bought a wheel against my better judgment, and I'm really glad that I did, because it's fucking awesome. And I'm also trying to do manual transmission now, which, as you can see, is going great. I'm getting used to it. There's some growing pains, but it's a lot of fun. And now you guys get what, of course, is going to be called Booger Cam from now on. It looks wheelie cool. It is wheelie cool. It's wheelie fun. Okay, I am going to have to do... Like, I can barely hear the engine over the music. And I kind of need that, as it turns out. There's... that down. Where's the engine? R volume. 60? Sure. Okay. See if that's any better. Whoops. Paddle shifters? Yes. Right here. But I've made the decision in the last half hour that as soon as the stream is over, I'm going to go ahead and order the, actually, you know what? I'm going to check that right now just in case I can get this overnighted. But I'm going to go ahead and get the side shifter thing. Wish list. I did add it to the wish list. Let me just see. Holy shit, I can overnight this thing. So we're going to add that to cart. And then we're going to go back and get the little bracket so that I can mount it to my desk. Yeah, exactly, Mutter. And in fact, the little bracket that I need is for HOTAS, or hot ass, really is how everybody should be saying that. What is this? HOTAS desk mount? Yeah, that's what it is. So that's the one. These are $50? Fuck. Fine. It's worth it. Oh my god. How did you manage that one, Mutter? Well, that's top challenge. Nice. Very nice. Okay. I mean, these all basically look the same-ish. Can I get one in this style? I realize that you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let's fix that real quick. Go back to here and do this thing. And ta-da! Yeah, there we go. Okay, so basically what I need is one of these things to hang off of my desk so that I can put the shifter on it. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, none of these are going to get here tomorrow either. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I ordered here. But I think I like this style better because it's low profile here. But I'm also curious with these flip clamps if those actually hold. And I don't really want to spend $100 on two of them. I only need one. And this is the only one that I've seen that what screws for this? They're probably M4s or M5s. Anyway. Alright, fuck it. What does this do? Okay. That looks like that also pivots. So that's a good thing. It's got the clamp in the back. That appears to be fully adjustable, I think. Do you have chromed out pedals too? They are chrome, but yes. And on this one, on this G923, the brake has a variable spring resistance, which is kick-ass because it really does feel like a hydraulic stop or whatever, the hydraulic resistance in it. Wouldn't just one spin you round. I think it'd be okay. You mean right round? And it folds up. I mean, that's good, I guess. And I can do height. I mean, I feel like the thing that I wonder about this is like there's going to be downward pressure on this. And the only thing that's holding this, can I do this? Yeah. So the only thing that's holding this up is this little clamp. So any downward pressure that's happening here is going to pivot right there and wrench this thing up. And the only thing that's holding it is this. But maybe that's fine. You know what? You're not wrong, Mutter. Here's the thing. I already have all of this integration, right? So trying to point to them. Right there, and right there, those little bars I'm drawing myself because I'm getting the telemetry out of the game. And my camera moving around, same thing, telemetry. So I kind of do want to build a racing rig where I get pneumatic actuators and, you know, do G-force shit and move the cockpit all over the place. That would be fun. I've always wanted a excuse to learn to weld. Okay, we're just gonna do it. You know why? Because just because we are. Okay, go to cart. You guys don't get to see me check out. Maybe a bucket. Build your own Outrun arcade. Yeah, that's exactly right. I am, well, I mean, I have the know-how. It's just whether or not I can do it without my wife finding out, because she's not going to want a big-ass racing rig anywhere in the house. I've already got a pinball table that I haven't finished. Okay. Ooh, I'm going to clip this coupon and save 5%. Let's turn it into a pretty good night. Okay, yes. Use my address. I also got a promotional balance. How about that? Yay for me. And yeah, overnight that shit. Sweet. So, if I can figure out a good way to mount this thing, we might have another stream tomorrow. Laughing at me trying to shift this thing. Now, I'm dubious as to whether or not that's going to be fun, but I was the same way about the wheel in the first place, so I guess we'll find out. Can I buy you one? May I get a discount? I could, Marty, but you got to pay for shipping. I'm all for a good mounting stream. Okay. Careful not to shift your pants. I didn't shit my pants. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, let's finish this one up. I don't understand what's happening in this Mercedes, because it doesn't seem to care if I'm in 5th, 6th, or 7th. Now it does. Okay, that was airborne, and that was pretty badass. I changed games on you? I did, Marty. I wanted to check this out, and it's pretty cool. I think, you know, dollar for dollar or minute for minute, I prefer motorsport with this whole experience, but this is still pretty fun. I just don't understand why I don't need 7th gear at all in this car. And apparently I don't really need to brake much. Yeah, in fact, we don't want to go into 7th gear. I suspect that largely has to do with the RPM that this vehicle has to get up to before you redline, though. That's insane. 11,000 RPM. I can see why there wouldn't be much difference between the high gears. Let's see, how am I doing? 12 out of 12. Doing great. Doing great. Doing great. Doing great. Cheers. Cheers, chat. Let's try that again. First try. Shit! Mother balls.
Hi, Stephen. This is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
Okay, so what place am I coming in? Last. Last is the answer. Dead effing last. Although I didn't do too badly, I guess, having stopped to shop. Womp. Oh, what did I do? Did I hit replay? That's not what I meant to do. Damn, that is gorgeous, though. No, not photo. I wanted to change the camera. There I am in my spaceman outfit. Do they just have... Come on, surely you guys have cinematic cameras. I guess not. Okay, whatever. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Marty. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll see you again soon when I embarrass myself with a shifter. Or maybe it's incredible. Maybe it's great. But I'm going to have to do it like... Well, you can't see where this is. It's going to have to be right next to the steering wheel for now, which is going to be very odd. Hopefully we can make it work. All right, have a good night. This is going to be a really bad idea. Really bad. I can't rewind in this either. I don't think. I don't know if that works or not. I have to up my insurance. Bad ideas make good content. That's a good point, Spud Killer. Get ready for some incredible content. I'm going to do an eliminator where not only do I have to remember how eliminator works, but I have to shift. This is what happens when Jesus takes the wheel, by the way. It's not a good idea. Maybe change camera? Oh, I can hear this way better. Which makes sense. I'm not inside the car anymore. Okay. Sure. Ooh. VR with the wheel? Yes, it's Herbie. It's Herbie until we can get anything better. Okay. Hold on to your butts. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. What have we done? I don't know what I hit to get in here. That. Okay. Oh my god, this thing is not kidding around. This is awesome. Okay. I don't have a dedicated map button anymore. That's not good. Hey, what happened to the... Oh, there it is. Oh. Marginally better than what I've got, but I'll take it. Ooh. So the big question is, let's see, 40 drivers left. Am I going to make the top 20? Top 15. Better make the top 15. But we need to find a better car. Dude, this is going to be awesome when I've got a shifter. Hell yeah. Do some off-roading, some mudding. Oh, that was a tier 5? I wanted the challenge. Butter. Jeez. Come on. Oh, no. Ah.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Well, get your votes in. Shit, that was a bad idea.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards.
Can I make the top
turn
30?
sharp left.
Yes.
Recalculating route.
Maybe he'll drop connection. And here I keep forgetting to shift. Thank you for the bit, Butter. Much appreciated. All right. Try that again. Redlining in third for most of the run. Well, at least I had max torque. Max power. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get rid of, or get used to that. Not get rid of that. I don't know if you guys can hear this going on because I have that NVIDIA broadcast stuff turned on the mic, but This wheel sounds like it's going to rip itself off of my desk. It is very loud when off-roading. Rips bits. Holy shit, it's actually moving stuff on my desk. That's awesome. Ugh. The wheel is not audible. Good. It doesn't sound great. I also have the microphone, like, sort of not in the way. It's here. Could be a T-Rex. You'll never know. You'll never know. Okay, so riddle me this. We can be in 7th and actually launch in this thing? Well, not well. What do we have to be in? 2nd, I guess? Okay, never mind. Never mind. False. Ah, nice and smooth. Just need to add a shaking platform under your chair to feel all the off-roading. Well, Mutterfooter's probably not wrong. I kind of want to build a motion rig now. Which is a thing I think I could do. The thing that would scare me about doing that, honestly, is that I'd probably go for pneumatic actuators that could rip the seat apart. So if I get the math wrong, that could be very painful. And it might kill me. But it'd be fun. Yeah. I like the challenge. It's incentive for getting it right, that's for sure. I'm rarely wrong. I'm just told I'm wrong frequently. I would get lots of views. That's true. You rip a hole in the space-time continuum. Is that what I call it now? Okay. Hell yeah, we're moving now. I do kind of miss having a thumbstick and being able to look around. Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus. Give me anything else. Fucking hell. You see that J-turn though? Shit. As I redline at first, second. God, come on. It's not anything else. Oh. How am I doing so far, chat? Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna go towards the center, because I can either find another car or just be put out of my misery. Either is fine at this point. You're not wrong, Mutterfutter. I used to have the strategy of just stay on the outside. Nobody ever see you. You get in the top 10, and then you're driving around in a VW Bug. against everybody else who's in their awesome stuff. So it breaks down, unfortunately, but I have tried that before. But, you know, finding any other car would be fantastic. Oh, I just realized if I actually hit a tree at an inopportune time, I'm just done. Because trying to find reverse in a panic, fuck, come on, get control, is near impossible for me. Oh. Worst game of Eliminator ever. Hey, there's a thing. Let's go to the thing. Yes, I want whatever this is. And it's a tier 9. No, it's not. It's a 4. Hopefully I'll find a 2 that I can trade this for. Speaking of needle threading. The real logic. Are you sure you got an eliminator lobby and not a free ride one? Not sure of anything. Hey, look, I'm almost in the top 20. That's right, skills. Okay, somebody else get this? Oh shit, oh shit. Ah. Okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yep. Just as I planned. Crap, this is like actually driving now. Yeah, this is not much of an A-team situation, unfortunately. Butt killer. Can I avoid the ancient Mayan ruins? No. Doesn't matter, because I can't avoid that tree. There's an opening. Let's take that. Watch, this is going to be a 2. God damn it. Oh, it's a 3. Should I get this one? What do you guys think? Okay, well, I didn't mean to, but I'm taking your advice, Mutter, and we're gonna get to the top 10 just by not finding anyone. And maybe luck out getting a kick-ass car. Oh, come on, just... Oh, man. Getting control when you've lost control like that is difficult. Look like you're about to pick up Timmy at soccer practice and that thing. Well, Timmy's about to get that ice cream cone all over his face. do we got? 3. Four. What am I at? 4, I think. Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Yes, please. There is a person here. Should we press our luck? Wait, where's my horn? There it is. I may have made a horrible mistake.
Arena shrinking.
Yes. Yes, I have. Well. Jesus, Mutter. Your horrible mistake was following the road. There was no way I was going to be able to go through the jungle and shave that time off. Well, that shit's a lot harder. Thank you, Mutter, for the 4 bits. Oh. Oh, did I make the top 10? Yes. Then my job is done. Well, no, that's what? Predator. He shaves in the jungle. Remember? It's like shaving his face and breaks it off because he's so scared. Yeah. Guess he had to be there. That's cool. This is where it's all at. It's all been leading up to this moment. Fuck yeah. Just add that to the pile. If it bleeds, we can keel it. Correct. All right. Well, Eliminator is less fun. I'll try it again when I get a shifter. I feel like that might be better. One of the big problems is that as soon as you start going sideways, I have to turn the wheel like a turn and a half in order to right it. But at that point, I can't, again, it's the same problem as drifting. I can't shift because the paddles are backwards. The best part of that movie, hands down, is the Dutch, you son of a bitch. And then the arm wrestling in midair that it's just, I mean, there's no comparison to anything else. What are we going to do now? I don't know what to do. I kind of want to go back to, actually, let's do that. Yeah, I make the rules here. We're going to go back to, oh, you know what we're going to fucking do? We're going to do, where's Motorsport 7? There it is. We're doing that. We're going to go do the Nordschleife, which I think is probably a bad idea, but we are full of bad ideas tonight. Fortnite with the wheel. I might actually try that if there was a analog stick, but there's not. You mean it's not Arnold covered in mud? I mean, there are a lot of great parts of that movie. But my favorite part is the very beginning. Okay. We're doing free play. Set up. So we're going to do the Nordschleife and then I think call it for tonight. Oh, we could do it at night. Let's not do it at night. Let's do it in the day. We're gonna do it ourselves because passing people on this sucks. 3 laps? Should we do 3 laps? Yeah, I guess we could. Let's do... Actually, I really like the GT cars. They're not too fast. I think they're probably reasonable for my current wheel skill level. Maybe we try a different one. Maybe a Lambo. There's a person who sniped someone in Fortnite or some other such crap with a controller made of a recorder. Oh, a flute or something? I heard about that. I don't know, just saw that the other day. What was Wackadoodle? I'm amazed at, you know, the ability, but why? And was it live, or was that the 9,000th snipe attempt and then it finally just worked? These are questions that are important. Alright, if anybody in chat actually gives a shit which one we do. Jackie Chan method of amazing shot. Was it live? No, it was Memorex. I remember those, Mutter. I'm that old. Okay, chat. Porsche, McLaren, Lamborghini, Ford, or Ferrari? Oh. How many snipe attempts does he have? It's over 9,000. Lambo. Okay. We got one for Lambo. Anybody else want to weigh in? As I finish the whiskey. Porsche. Okay. The third one. What was the third one? McLaren? Was that what I said? Okay. Am I just going to end up having to decide anyway? Because... I mean, I realize this could be a poll, but I haven't actually built that UI into my streaming software to make that easy yet. So, I'll get on that tomorrow. Actually, I probably will sometime soon. Okay, we have 2 for Porsche. And I haven't driven... I don't know that I've driven any of these Porsches. Horses? Whatever. Are any of these flying lizards? Or are those rough? Maybe they don't... Oh, no, this is flying lizard. See, it says right there on the side. Okay. Flying lizard. Here we go. Ooh. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, chat. So nervous I keep on picking my car over and over again. Alright, 3 laps, 6 minutes each. We got about 20 minutes left in the stream. Seems reasonable. That'll put us at 11. Or 5 in the morning where Mutter is, somehow. No. Not what I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna turn down game in my ear. I can barely hear. Okay. Okay. Alright. We're good. What mods do we have? Not that this matters in the least. Which through it. Whatever. This doesn't matter. I have everything already. Okay. So let's see. Let's strive for sub 6 minutes first and see how close we can get to that. So far, it's going great. Shit, I knew this was gonna be like this. Fuck. Oh, no, get there. There it is. Do I have a 7th in this car? I do not. Do you have one of those monitors that covers 280? No, I don't. Instead, what I have... You see what she did, Mutter? That was... I was doing just fine. No. What I do have as my main monitor is a 55-inch TV that's about 3 feet from my face. So it's kind of like that. And in fact, as soon as I get... at some point, I'm not sure exactly when this is going to be, but at some point I'm going to move my office into the larger bedroom up here. And when I do, I keep on joking with my wife that I'm going to get 2 more of these 55-inch TVs and just have 3 of them set up right in front of me, and that's going to be my monitor setup. That'll happen eventually, but I don't have the space for it in this room, unfortunately. I was on a... What? I was on a straightaway? .55s are large. They're not bad. Yeah. I mean, they're ridiculous for a monitor. But I look at it this way. Like, you've got a 4K screen that's basically like having 4 HD monitors. So I like the idea of putting 3 of those together and essentially just having 12 HD monitors. That's a lot of real estate. God damn it. I would have thought that this would have a little bit more speed than this, but here we are. This probably needs to be tuned to widen the gear ratio a little bit. Man, I hate the carousel. It's so easy to go over the crest of that thing, and if you do, you are almost guaranteed to spin out. It works so well. Buff out. It's fine. Yeah, this track takes a stupid amount of concentration. I mean, it always has, but also trying to shift and deal with the force feedback. I mean, I love it because this is fun. It just, I am markedly more terrible than I would normally be. I think that's a pretty pro move. I'm pretty sure they all do that on the straights. Yeah, next time we either need to tune this or pick a different class. Because even mid lap, you know, we're getting to the top of our gearing, whatever. You know what I mean? Sure, they're still pissing their pants. Oh, butter! God damn it! No, not like that. Not at all like that. Jesus. Okay. Fine. Got it. I feel like we're getting to the point where I need to put the sound menu in the About section. Because as that thing grows, it's just going to be more and more and more that Dollypod is spitting out in the chat. Okay, we've learned something here. I have to slow down right there. I feel like this is a good improvement over the first lap, so maybe by 3 we'll be flying. Whoop. Alright, so the next challenge, I guess, is for lap 3, I want to try to post a clean time. And for whatever reason, that means that for a while I have to be clean before I go into that next lap. It doesn't automatically reset. Need to add sounds from the girl crying supercar. That is a great idea, Butter. I forgot about that. Actually, that might be a better sound for when you change the light bar behind me than what I've got. I don't know why that hasn't occurred to me. Thank you, Butter. Yeah, I'll have to go looking for that after the stream. Oh, thank you very much. I guess I won't have to. This might be a faceless girl, but the thing is that she knows it's her. Hell yeah. It was a not too terrible carousel. Yeah, I mean, there's some things that you just cannot fight in life, and one of them is not laughing at that particular poor girl's sorrow. Because it's really, really goddamn funny. I thought it was an old gear higher than I was. Pain is comedy. It's always funny when clowns get hurt and dads get hit in the balls. It's just a universal law somehow. Gonna burn for laughing at that and 1,000 other things. I don't think that one's so bad. I mean, who's to say? Oh. Ugh. Oh, you know what I didn't add to the cart that I needed to? Racing gloves. I mean, it's statistically accurate that you go several tenths faster in racing gloves. Okay, here we go. Clean lap. We have it in us. We can do it. Like, the part that I'm most worried about is actually right here, this whole thing. Because I'm also not going to do it, you know, so stupidly slow. I'll try to do it the way that I would if I was racing. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, wait.
I'm sure you have gardening gloves. I could do what he does in Better Off Dead and just get some yellow latex gloves. That would work. Damn it! Why did I not think of that? I should have just done that as a gag and not said it. Okay, well, can I get an otherwise clean lap is the question. God damn it. Almost went right off the track as I'm saying that. Doesn't count. I held it together, Iron Fox. That was closer than I would have liked. For sure. I don't know, in my case, ceramic might actually melt. Okay, we're learning things. Like I gotta slow down there in this class. Red Flintstone brakes, just my feet. Shit. You think the Horizon fog is aesthetic or draw distance? In this one, it is probably draw distance. Later, in the Horizon, at least in 5, they can, you know, they draw the mountain from across the map, so I don't think that it's that. Actually, I mean, having said that, on tracks like this, there isn't enough actual view distance for it to matter, I don't think. I don't know. Let's check it out on the straightaway. Because on the back straight of this, of Nordschleife here, I mean, you can see for like 3 miles or something like that. So, yeah, this is going great. I don't know. Let's pay attention. Yeah, I didn't make it, but it was close. Fuck. Okay, that wasn't. Maybe I should put my face in the rear view mirror. Oh, that's not a bad idea, actually. Like my actual cam? Or the Booker cam. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Jeez. Must be that tire wear I don't have on. I just assumed it's draw distance. Oh, yeah, I saw it pop in a little bit, but game is what, 4 or 5? I think it's older than that, Mutter. Yeah, the one without the wheel. I may, what I ended up, this is my main scene that I always use for every game that I do, and basically just augmented it so that there's poker cam now, but I had thought about that. I'd like to do some more game-specific layouts and stuff, but I'll have to figure out a way that I want to do that to where I'm not having to just create bajillions of things. What's up, Red? Try engine braking when entering a corner. How do I do that? Just by shifting up? Is that what you mean? And thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Brake the engine, then coast. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so the verdict is having a wheel is fun. I am a fan. I am glad that I bought this thing. And I'm glad that I'm adept enough to not hate it. Which is about, you know, the highest bar that I can give myself with this. But it is a blast, and paddle shifting is cool, and my shifter that I ordered on stream is going to be here like at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so that'll be good. Ah, yes, the YouTube video. Let me scroll up and grab that. Yeah, you're right. That definitely needs to be part of the stream. It just started and I'm already laughing at it. That's hilarious. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to call it. How long have we been going? Almost 4 hours. So it seems like a reasonable time to be done. All right. Who is on? Who is doing stuff and things? Let's see. We have Mr. Scoot, who we rated last time. Hey, thanks very much for the bits, Motorvoter. I also need to start doing, I think, a bits menu too. Nothing obscene, but you know, you want to throw a few bucks in the hat, great. Thank you very much, Razor Brandon. I will. And this isn't going to be the last stream either, because this is too fun and I've got too much to do and break with my stream software. So All right, so we got Mr. Hill, middle-aged stream. You know what? In a huge twist of fate, let's go raid Joe. Joe Hills. If you're not familiar with Joe Hills, stop lying, because yeah, you are. Okay. And it's going. It's gonna happen. Thank you very much, Iron Fox. Well, this was fun. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Well, we might do this again tomorrow. I don't know. What is tomorrow? Is tomorrow Sunday? Tomorrow is Sunday. So, yeah, it could be any time during the day. Or not at all. We'll see. We'll see. How's that for committal? Anyway. I'm sure his face will be 60% of the screen. At this time of night, that's probably true. So, anyway, go say hi to Joe for me. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you soon. Have a good night.